All right, so this might be a controversial topic, but at the same time, I said what I said, and you're just gonna have to be mad about it. Yes, I think that having telepathy is not all that it's cracked up to be. Now, there are going to be many people who are going to be arguing, blah, 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 but whatever. Okay, so I think I need to start from the very beginning, right? When I was a kid and I'm watching my superhero stuff, da 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 da, I feel like everyone does this. Even if you watch Avatar: The Last Airbender, you pick which element you would want, right? Of course, I would want to be the Avatar. Get the fuck out of my face. But in general, I feel more attracted to fire and water. That's kind of my kind of thing. Like if I had to choose. So I feel like all of us in general have chosen which powers in general we would have if we could. And because I feel like my brain does weird shit, I've always just putting it lightly, I've always been attracted to like the crazy characters, the Jean Greys, the Ravens, Azarath, Metreon, Zinthos, the, can't control my powers type girls. Those are the girls that I get into, right? So by default, I'm going to want magic, telekinesis. Of course, you have to have flight. I also feel like if you have telekinesis, like it's automatically flight, right? And then when you got mental powers, telekinesis, usually sometimes telepathy comes with it. So I'll be okay with that. But it's just like, I just want even energy projection, magic, telekinesis, flight, all that kind of shit is really my kind of groove, right? So, but every time, because Wanda too, yeah, girl, Wanda, Jean, Raven, all of them got telepathy, but the type of telepathy, I guess, that I'm talking about is the one where that's the only power you got. I would be very, very, very annoyed if I look up one day and I got powers, right? I got superpowers, right? And of course, I am a whole ass homosexual. I need something that has flair and glitter to it. I need some of Wanda's magic, like I said. Even if you give me energy projection like Captain Marvel, I need something that can cause explosions so I can pose. I need some slow motion walks down the street while cars are exploding. Like that's the type of girl those are the type of powers that I need. Not no invisible ass telepathy, sweetie. Because I feel like, okay, so where are we gonna go with telepathy? At first, if it's something that you can't control, which a lot of times, the first time you ever get powers, especially in the mutant type shit, X-Men type shit, a lot of times the first time you get powers, you can't control the hell. So imagine telepathy being the only powers that you got, and then you can't control it. Now you're hearing everybody's thoughts. You hearing everybody motherfucking thoughts. Bitch, get me out of here. Get me out of here. Can you imagine you ask your classmate, like, yo, do you like this shirt on me? Do you like the way this shit looks on me? And then they say yes, but then you can read their mind and they're like, actually, that's the ugliest fucking shirt I ever fucking seen in my life. Actually, that shit, I don't even think my great grandma would wear that shit, and she's fucking dead. Can you imagine hearing that shit and you have no choice but to hear that shit? At least with other powers like telekinesis or some shit, you could push bitches away from you. You could kill bitches, but accidentally. But at the same time, you could do that shit with telepathy anyway. So that we ain't really talking about that shit. But at least if you have telekinesis or if you have energy projection, you blast hoes away. They would just have to stay away from you. But especially if your telepathy is powerful, you don't have no choice but to be plugged into the cerebro 24/7 and hear everybody's fucking thoughts. I hate it. The next thing is, I feel like having telepathy would be lonely as hell. Like, can you imagine if you were super duper powerful, right? And you had all these people around you, they're your friends or whatever, your friends and family, people who love you, whatever. And then you start realizing like, oh, I didn't even realize that I was accidentally making people do things that I wanted them to do, right? I can't even, or I feel like if you choose not to do that shit, that makes you a villain, anti-hero, hero, whatever, right? But say you woke up and you just realized like, oh shit, is my brain doing this? Is my brain causing these people? Is my telepathy causing these people to care about me, to love me, to tell me things, to open up to me? Or are they doing this because they really want to do this, right? Like, I don't know. I think that it's just having access to people's minds, of course, would be fun in certain ways, especially if you're fighting an enemy. You could just call up an army of random people and they protect you or something. I don't know. You shut down people's minds. You make them go to sleep. You make them think that they're a damn bunny hopping around a forest when they're actually, someplace in the alleyway. in a street somewhere. Like, you could do so many fun things, but I think the opposite side of it is so lonely and so sad. Like, imagine being sad about some shit and then now your depression just spreads to everybody else because of your fucking telepathy. Or also, I saw in some comics I'm not gonna pretend like I know which one specifically or which year it come out, but I saw some comics where Professor X was standing around here cheating. I mean, Professor X was cheating at school. Professor X was cheating. I'm talking about when he was younger. He was cheating in basketball games, bitch. He would obviously know people's moves before they made it. And so he could easily compete in athletics and win. He was doing all types of crazy shit. And I'm like, how many of us would really resist the urge to be like, bitch, I did not study for that test. It doesn't matter, girl. I will read everybody else's mind in this room, come up with the answers, and be passing my class, and be passing my test, and just be winning every fucking race. Like, can you imagine having that much control, that much power over other people's minds? So I feel like at that point, all of that means that it would be fucking lonely. If you can make everybody do whatever the hell they want, whatever the hell you want them to do, it's like, what's real at that point? What's real, right? But I don't know. I guess that kind of runs in the same lane as Wanda's reality warping powers too. Like, as much as I love Wanda and as much as she's one of my favorites, like, would I want that power as well, right? And I mean, in the beginning, before you even start having that power, if you don't have that power, looking at reality warping might seem like, or it will seem like, yeah, bitch, I want that shit. I would be a god sitting on Earth, right? But again, I feel like that comes back to the loneliness of it all. If you can make anything be anything, and you what is anything? You see what I'm saying? I don't know. Hopefully I'm making sense, because it's just, when you have that much power, I feel like you just wouldn't take anything fucking seriously. Like, why would you? Also, can you imagine being in a relationship with someone that has telepathy? Like, unless the other person also has telepathy, I don't see how that relationship gonna work. And I don't care what y'all talking about. I don't care what Professor X used to talk about in his goody two-shoes ass days after he done cheated through all his motherfuckers exams and shit to get to adulthood and cheated through athletics and shit. I don't care what type of goody ass, gospel ass, Boy Scout ass, goody two-shoes ass message he be preaching, bitch. It's just like, I feel like if you are not dating another telepath, it's not going to be good for anybody. If you ain't married to another telepath, it's not gonna be good for everybody. And honestly, I don't want to be all up in people's minds like that. Like, baby, you could think that horrible, nasty shit about me that you want to think, that's fine, but I don't want to hear all that shit every fucking moment of my life. I just don't want to do it. And maybe there's some people who are just like, well, why wouldn't you want to date somebody who has telepathy? Or, you know, if you don't have nothing to hide, then blah, blah, blah. It's not even about having nothing to hide. It's like, bitch, you don't even have peace and privacy in your own head. There's certain things that people think, even the people who are closest to me, there's certain things in your brain that I'm like, okay, you can have it. I don't really need to go in there and do no investigating. It's all right, you got it, right? On the other hand, if you don't have telepathy, if you're the one who doesn't, and you're dating somebody who does, I feel like you're always gonna be paranoid. You're always gonna be, and like I said, it's not like you doing anything bad. It's just like somebody in your head. You can't even have a dumbass thought for 1 second. Somebody gonna play, That's why Bible thumpers be so miserable. They think that's somebody in their fucking head scanning their every move, every thought, every word, every fucking action. It's just like, girl, they be miserable, sweetie. They be miserable. They take that shit out on everybody else in their life. Let me tell you something. If you're gonna give me telepathy, do not let that be the only, do not let that be the only power that you give me. That's all I'm gonna say. I want a power that even if there are no other people around, I'll be able to drag everybody. What happens if you get launched off into space somewhere through some fucking wormhole or some stupid shit happens? You in space with nobody around. At least if I'm Captain Marvel, I can blast somebody. At least if I'm Wanda, I can do a spell, or Raven do a spell or some shit. At least if I'm Jean Grey, I could blast these hoes with the Phoenix or my telekinesis. If there's nobody around, you're powerless. Get out my face. So yeah, tell me what y'all think about telepathy, because it's cute. I'm not going to deny that it's cute, but I feel like if that's the only power, it's not going to be giving me nothing. Anyway, love y'all so much, and I'll check in with y'all later.